Tending to the cows and chickens on his farming kibbutz near Israel's northern border with Lebanon, Lear Shalef knows the rocket attacks from Lebanese group Hezbollah are getting closer by the day.
So we grew up on loving the land. We will never leave this place. Rockets, whatever, drones, they can throw anything on us. We won't leave.
After most of his kibbutz and family were evacuated, Lear Shalef and a small military protection force which he is part of as a military reservist ensure the animals are fed and looked after. Despite frequent barrages of rockets fired from across the border,
we can see they're getting closer to here. And they've been trying to be smarter about trying to understand where the army is and trying to find the army. The biggest problem is that we have no idea what's going on. I mean, we don't know what will happen tomorrow. We don't know if the day-to-day will escalate to be worse or better.
The evacuation has turned some of Israel's most productive farming communities into ghost towns, like Kibbutz Nir, which rears cows and chickens and grows avocados and some vegetables around 3 kilometers from the Lebanese border.
We're here to protect ourselves, but we live in an agriculture kibbutz, which means that we need to protect our calves also the same way we protect ourselves because they are part of our family.
Shalef said suppliers were not coming into the area due to the bombardments, making it hard for the skeleton staff to keep the farm fully functioning.
By October 6th, we had 10 portfolio companies. Most of them were located here and working here. We had under the incubator more than 85 people, most of them from the North region. This was our agenda, and many open positions, and like this we had to evacuate immediately, ASAP.
Israel's northern region accounts for a third of the country's agricultural land, and about 73% of its domestic egg production is concentrated in the Galilee and Golan regions. There have been damage to chicken coops in the north and also in the south after the Hamas attacks. There has also been damage to greenhouses and dairy farms, especially in the south. Israel is facing growing pressure on its food supply networks, which are concentrated in the north and also in the south, in areas that were attacked by Hamas. Border towns like Metula and Kiryat Shmona have sustained multiple rocket hits from Hezbollah in recent months, leaving streets abandoned, residential buildings and shops all shuttered. Before the war in Gaza, Israeli agri-startup companies were exploring ways to boost the country's self-sufficiency and advance global solutions for food development. Kiryat Shmona was being developed as a hub for food technology companies. But since the city was evacuated last year, tech companies had leave. At a corporate hub in the city, Israeli early-stage investment group Fresh Start and the offices of 11 food tech startup businesses they support were left empty after the evacuation.
It's heartbreaking because it's empty. The city, the town is empty, and all the surroundings.
Apart from pieces of laboratory equipment and pictures made by children at school, there was little sign of the previous research work undertaken there. Myron said the portfolio companies they were shepherding were operating, although they were spread out across Israel, with some of the staff in reserve military duty.
This is a rich agri-tech arena, the north part or the Galilee. And since a lot of people were evacuated, the food security of Israel is questioned now, and we have to see what we can do better in the future in order to ensure that we will not be harmed and we will not be, we will have the ability to supply our own commodities in order to survive and in order to be able to feed our population.
According to Israeli military figures, over 2,000 rockets have been fired from Lebanon since Palestinian Islamist group Hamas cross-border attack on Israel. Around 100,000 Israelis have had to evacuate from the area around the northern border, as have tens of thousands of Lebanese from communities on the opposite side.